All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Unit Evil Eye coming to you again to review that bunch of bullshit. And how many times have I said that this season? Arsenal have lost 2-1 away from home, surprise, surprise, to Newcastle United. Joining me today, I have Amanda. Say hello to the people, Amanda.
Hello, people. Princess Gunner here, not very happy.
Her internet is working much better, though. I'm happy to report.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Also joining me, it's been a minute, but Ola has decided to join me. Say hello to the people, Ola.
How you doing, brother? Respect for the invite. Hope it's been a nice weekend for you all. But
until just now, yeah.
crazy Sunday as usual. You know how it is. But we'll get into it. Thanks for the invite, bro.
No problem. And you've probably just seen him hop on. Boy Wonder himself, Mr. Lee Gunner. Say hello to the people.
How's everyone doing? Sorry I took so long, by the way. My Gmail account, for some reason, won't let me sign in on any app, but I can sign in on a browser. Don't quite get that. Yeah, it just keeps coming up. My password was changed X amount of months ago on any app. So I'm signed out of every single app that my Gmail account's linked to. So I've had to use a backup account.
Yeah.
So, and even that, I forgot the password. That's what took so long. So, but I'm here.
Bloody passwords.
You know what I mean? Google Chat, yeah, like help desk are useless. You can't phone them. You have to do live chat, and they're blooming useless. So I don't think I'll be signing back into YouTube on the app much more.
What a Google name on the day we lost as well, eh?
I know.
I didn't understand a word he just said.
I need to change that, don't I, Ola?
All right. So surprisingly, this shows you how resilient Arsenal fans are. We've lost a game, and we're finding at least some humour in something else because we're used to it. We're used to this garbage. Me and Amanda were talking offline. So I'm going to start off with you. We're talking offline, and we're always getting tired of ranting because we're saying the same thing all the time. You know, it's like Mustafi can't defend. What happened to Xhaka today? What happened to Xhaka is near post? Saying the same shit all the time. I mean, let's just take it all the way back. We have gained 13 points all season away from home. Amanda, what?
Quite funny. I'm laughing.
I mean, a team like that should be relegated with that form. Technically, because you just assume their home form can't be much better. So away from home, 13 points has been gathered all season. Amanda, can you believe what's happened to us away from home this season?
Well, until I saw all these stats on Sky before, I could not believe we haven't won away in 2018. That's a sackable offence anyway. Yeah. I've got a list of reasons he should be sacked for anyway. I don't know. It has become the norm, isn't it? I mean, I'm not being funny. Mustafi is the most bizarre player I've ever come across. He did the most amazing pass to Alba, whatever you call him, for the goal. It was like Beckham-esque. And then he defends like... Do you know what we need to say? Because I'm sick of saying it, right? You know, we say our defence is bad. We shouldn't say that because... our defending's bad. Our defence is bad because when we had Adams, Dixon, Winterburn, Bold, they made mistakes. Their defending was bad at times, but the defence on a whole was great. We don't even have a defence that's any good. So forget even talking about this defending anymore. I'm sick to death of it. I rant on my pod, Highbury and Hills. I rant on any pods I'm invited to. I just don't get it. And there are still people, and I just had this tweet, that are defending Wenger. I do not understand what. And the only thing I will say is there was a tweet that was put out a few minutes ago about why wasn't this one playing? Why wasn't that one playing? Why wasn't that? I will say we don't know the injuries, knocks, fatigue, or anything from Thursday night. Today is a nothing game. I'm not defending Wenger, I never do. But we don't actually know if Ozil's got anything or what. I don't mind any of them being rested for today, to be honest. None of this makes any difference. The only thing that matters is the Europa Europa League. So today, when you watched it, when we went 1-0, it was great, lovely goal, beautiful goal, brilliant football. Where's it been all season? But when we went 1-0, I just went, all right, fair enough. It was expected. Where before I'd be going ballistic. And this is what I've never had a season like this under Wenger, that I am so blasé that I couldn't give a fuck. And I tell you what, the last time I was like this, I think was 95 under George Graham, when I just couldn't, I didn't even want to go to football anymore. So I've been there, and Terry Neal, we're just talking about this. I've been there in that time where it's been very similar, but we've not had a manager that was there 20 odd years that I do not understand why he's still there. I need someone to tweet me to explain why he's still there. Don't give me all the Kroenke nonsense. I'm not talking about that. I know about that. But as a football manager, what is he doing? His tactics are inept. His subs are inept. Everything is inept. I do not get it. Playing players out of position. Anyway, I'll let someone else rant.
Right. And it's funny you should say that, because, let me go through, before I come to Lee, let me go through the 5 fixtures we've lost this year. Bournemouth, Swansea, all right, Tottenham, Brighton, and Newcastle. Those are the 5 away fixtures we've lost in the Premier League this
and Chigs, we were away. We were ahead in some of those games.
Yeah,
they've come from behind. It's even worse.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's funny you should say that about being blasé when people score, because I know that me and Lee WhatsApp each other regularly when it comes to games being on and stuff like that. And I remember when we lost, I just said to Lee, typical. Anyway, you ready for the show? That was my actual reaction to Lee. But yeah, that's it. We don't even bother getting angry anymore. That's how much we're used to this stuff. Lee, what was your reaction to today?
Well, I actually tweeted out just after the second half kicked off saying we all know Newcastle are going to win, don't we? Yeah. True,
I
though,
didn't,
isn't it?
actually.
Right?
I didn't.
You actually didn't.
And the thing is, right, we can all sit here and have a laugh and a joke, and that's probably the best way to get over it, right? But 0 points away from home in 4 months. Even Grimsby have got 1 point. Yeah. That is the worst out of all 4 divisions, right? Somebody tell me why this guy ain't been sacked. Yeah? And what Amanda said a minute ago about we need to be concentrating on Europa League. Yeah, that's cool. I get that. But let's say Atletico smash us, right? Or even just beat us 1-0 and they go through, right? All these losses, yeah, could end up with us being 7th of not even qualifying for Europa League next season. So we can't take our eye off the ball on the league games. We've got to... And the thing is, with the change of players today, well, it makes no difference what players play, because we can't win away from home. Whether Ozil's playing, whether Aubameyang's playing, whether Koscielny's playing, doesn't matter who's playing, we play the same way. Yeah, and it's losing football, right? Today, I was buzzing and chuffed for that young lad to get his start today, yeah? Over the moon for the fella, right? And I was like really excited to looking at Joe Willock start a league game today. Fair play, he's 18 years old. He made John Joe Shelby look like a prime fucking Pirlo. Yeah? I'm sorry. I know he's only a kid and it's his first Premier League game, so I'm not going to go in on him. But he was dog shit today. Yeah? And rightly so. He was subbed off.
You're a big defender of Joe Willock, to be fair to you.
I am. I love the kid, mate. I've watched him in the Europa League all season and the League Cup, yeah? Right? And he has been brilliant. Yeah? Today, he was out of his depth.
Yeah.
Well out of his depth. John Joe Shelby, I know Diarme got man of the match. For me, John Joe Shelby was the best player on the pitch. Right? And everything that was good came through him. And you see what he was doing today? Yeah? He was just pinging these 40-yard balls. That's what I want to see Xhaka doing. Yeah? That is what everyone thinks Xhaka's capable of. So why is John Joe Shelby doing it, but Xhaka can't, and we've got better strikers? Yeah? That surely make better runs, better technically gifted players, yet we're doing this tippy-tappy, sideways, slow, boring shit. Game after game after game. And let's be real, right? We've come up against a team that are not bottom 3, and all of a sudden we lose. The last 2 games, we've played Stoke and Southampton, and we've won. Yeah? Both of them admittedly at home. But as soon as we play a team that are half decent with a crowd behind them and they get up for it, we fold. Yeah, and that comes back to the manager, because the way we set up for away games is completely wrong. Yeah, the way we set up for home games, I also think is completely wrong, but we win at home. So you've got to look at what we're doing away that is different. And we're not doing anything different. We're setting up the same way. I said it before the goal went in from Perez. I tweeted out saying it doesn't matter who we play against, whether it's home or away. Yeah, one long ball over our defence and they're in every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes later, what happens? Long ball over the top. The guy's in. Mustafi was ball watching and let him go off him. He then got back in position. Yeah, so you're like, okay, we've recovered here. And then again, he stands there, ball watches, and it was Shane Long last week all over again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit defending every single week. And I was listening to Nemanja Vidic. Matic, I nearly said Matic. Vidic after the game. And he sat there and said, when you're conceding 45, 50 goals a season, yeah, you're lucky you're in the top 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
True.
we're lucky we're in the top 7. And, mate, listen, I just don't understand why he's still here, right? If we get through against Atletico, great. If we win it, even better, because I want to win it, yeah? I've been travelling all around fucking the Balkans, fucking watching this shit fucking tournament, yeah? Right? But I've enjoyed it, and I've embraced it, and it's better than getting spanked by Barca or Bayern every year, yeah? Right?
I like this tournament.
Yeah, and I've had a laugh. I've had a right crack with it. I was there when Cologne stormed the stadium at the Emirates. It was wicked, yeah? Like, so, yeah, it's been interesting, but if he wins it or if he doesn't win it, he's got to be sacked anyway. Go, piss off, man. Go back to Japan.
Ola, you once.
I don't think you're going to get anything different off Ola, to be honest.
No, I don't.
I think Ola should just sing to us.
Yeah.
Hey, Oliver, if you've got one of them juju sticks that Kalechi walks around with, get one of them out and start doing a dance with it, man. Like, that's what I mean. Give us some good luck.
You once called Arsenal the kind of Santa Claus of the Premier League, in the sense that if a team needs something, if a team needs to be saved from relegation, Arsenal will guarantee it. We just did it today. We guaranteed Newcastle's safety.
Round of applause for Arsenal. For
one Arsene Wenger.
And you called it again. You felt that we are the team that just keeps on giving. When are we going to start taking something? When?
I mean, first of all, whoever invented that fucking away kit we wear,
Yeah.
should be taken to the fucking ban.
But why did
and
we need
shot.
to wear it, Ola? We're in red and white. They're in black and white. I don't get it.
It's ridiculous. Whoever, I don't know whose idea it was. That fucking kit is cursed. I mean, cursed.
I agree.
And look, Newcastle wanted it more than us today. They everything that we did, they wanted it twice as much to get half as much of what we was gonna get. They wanted it twice as much. And in every single department, they were better than us. All the second balls. I mean, look, we've sat on this show and defended Iwobi time after time after time. And I'm going to go in on him today. Yeah?
Me too.
Sometimes I sit down there and I think to myself, is this guy really related to JJ Okocha? Or is it a fucking imposter? Yeah,
bro, Ola, that's the only reason he's a professional footballer.
Is he really related to Okocha? Cause his uncle don't go on like that.
He's a doctor.
My man don't. Every single shot, my man's leaning back like he's trying to get punched, like he's ducking a punch or something. I don't know why he's leaning back like that. You know, the technique to him taking shot is bullshit. There's no technique about him at all. Everything that I tried to do today, he got moved off the ball easily. Nothing from him today. No service, nothing. I'm thinking to myself, I mean, how are you even getting into this team? What have you got on Wenger that you keep getting selected? You know, and it's not just him. Our midfield got overrun today. El Nene, he played like Iniesta the other week.
I thought he was all right today, Ola. Did you not think?
No. We got overrun in the midfield. I mean, there was no way Shelby should be.
To be fair, I thought that was more Xhaka than El Nene. I thought El Nene.
No, I'll explain why. There's no way Shelby should be getting that type of space to ping the type of balls he was pinging. Yeah.
I think that was more. Yeah, I think that was more Willock's fault though.
El Nene and Willock was not. You can't just pin it on because the young boy was supposed to be learning by example from these senior players. El Nene is a senior player in the team. Yeah. And if he's not pressing the ball and closing down the space for these guys to be the way they were releasing the ball, I thought to myself, look, Slimani came on, and then you think, okay, you know what, we're probably gonna gift him a goal today. His debut goal for Newcastle, but it was involved in the build up to the goal because there's nobody covering these guys. They were all ball watching. So for me, I just think. It's time. We all know it's time. We're all saying the same thing. We've said the same thing the entire fucking season. No points, 0 points away from home. I mean, to be fair, he was generous earlier on, Lee, saying traveling to Newcastle for a 0-0. You know what I mean? He was generous giving us a point. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you knew what going to wear.
I'm glad I didn't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I bet you was.
Right? I spoke to Claude. Yeah, I spoke to Claude at 2:30. Yeah, this morning. Right, I was just
all up middle of the night, weren't we?
He goes. Yeah, I've got to get the coach at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he goes, I haven't been asleep yet. I was like, we might as well stay awake. Now I watched his Insta story. Yeah, he's gone all the way up there, left at 4 in the morning, the coach pulled off. I think they were waiting for Ty. I think he turned up late. But he couldn't find his water bottle. Yeah, but yeah, they ain't going to get back until, what, 8 o'clock tonight, maybe? 3:30 in the morning until 8 o'clock tonight, and they put in that fucking performance. Pathetic, mate. The club should do something, man. They should reimburse these people.
Yeah.
Right? And come to think of it, Wenger's fucking last fucking birthday, we fucking went and lost to whatever team it was we played. Newcastle's Benitez's birthday today, they guaranteed him fucking safety. That goes to show what our team think of our manager.
Because he's a better manager.
He's a better manager, bro.
Better coach. There's one thing that he's a much better coach than Wenger, and it was clear for everyone to see today.
Ola, I'm a better coach than Wenger.
You know, so
you wouldn't charge 10 million a year either.
No, I wouldn't. I would. I mean, just going back to what you were saying, Lee, about reimbursing. Just going slightly off topic. Atletico Madrid are charging us 80 quid and we're charging them 30 or something. I think Arsenal should make up the difference of 50 quid per fan going over there. It won't cost them too much money, will it, to help us out?
Well, didn't Man United and Seville have some sort of problem with prices? And I think Man United reimbursed the difference.
Which is, I didn't know that, but I was thinking about this before, thinking why should you've got flights, time off work, self-employed, you lose money if you are self-employed.
That's why I didn't go Russia. It would have cost me 1,100 quid.
And no,
you know what I mean?
Oh no, and I don't think the club takes this into account. I don't think they really care about the fans.
No, they
wearing that blue kit.
Give zero fucks about the fans.
It's all about getting that blue kit out and people buying it. It's nothing to do with anything else, because if anything, we'd be blue and yellow like we were for flipping years, and that's what we should go back to.
Do you know what? Go on.
I was just saying that. I mean, you know that I'm going to Old Trafford. It's our next away game, isn't it? 2 weeks today. And yes, okay, I'm choosing to stay up there for 2 nights. I don't have to, obviously, but it's still my ticket and cost of getting there and everything. They don't care about. And if they're going to put it, and obviously we could have the reserves out, because obviously it's in between the home and away tie for the Atletico Madrid. But I think they should pay for tickets, to be honest, to watch that shit, because it is shit every game, and we've got proof now that since January, every away game, or probably before then, is just shit. You know, I look back to, I mean, that honestly, I just want to go back to that first goal, right? That was pure football. That was a brilliant goal, right? Where has that been all season? And I want to know this. I know it sounds funny. How did we beat Tottenham in December at the Emirates? It flabbergasts me how we even could do that. They were so good at that time. But where's our fight?
Because we still had a player in the team that wants to win, that's got this winning mentality.
Yeah,
We had
okay.
Sanchez in the team at that point.
I've got an issue with Sanchez, Ola. I didn't want him to leave. He is a winner. He is everything that you're saying. I was on it. I was gutted he left, okay? But, and there is a but here, he was causing anarchy and he did want 300 grand a week. So where does it stop? What do we do?
Well,
do we have it?
That's 50 grand a week cheaper than the superstars getting paid.
Who's the
Who can't be asked to
superstar?
turn up to
He
Newcastle.
didn't show up today, did it?
No, he couldn't be asked to go shopping in Sweden.
You do who? Ozil?
Yeah, we
You
know how
do not
feel about
know.
Ozil.
Honestly,
We know
shut
how-
up,
we know
you
how
two. You
feel
do
about
not
Ozil.
know. Yeah, you know how I feel about him, and you do not know. You do not know. He's played every game. You do not know if he's got a knock, fatiguing. You don't know anything. It's all
He's
like
never played against Newcastle. Every time we've played Newcastle away, he's never turned up.
All right,
He's never gone to an away game.
I'm not discussing Ozil.
I know
I'm not
Definitely, Ozil is a hot topic.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
discussing him, but I'm talking about, Sanchez. You could see the team spirit and what was going on in the change rooms and stuff. So where does it end? Do we just go, do you know what? He's a winner. Forget everybody else. Because everybody wins in different ways. Remember that. Not everyone is a shouter and a talker. Some people win in different ways. I love Sanchez. I didn't like him the last couple of months, I have to be honest, but we should have got rid back in December, January anyway. But the summer, sorry, when we got rid in January. But my point is this, okay? We have to work with what we've got now. And I am praying to everybody that's listening to me upstairs that he goes upstairs, that he just made a director, do whatever.
Do you even want him upstairs at this point? Do you even want him upstairs?
Hold on a second. If that is the best we're going to get, yes, I'll take it. I want him off the manager's seat, but they're not going to let him go completely. So if they're not, then he'll have to go upstairs and just do whatever. But Ola, they're not going to just go by Wenger. It's his life.
I'm with Amanda, I must admit, because
I don't want him upstairs, Cheeks.
There is no way they're just going to cut ties.
No, they won't. They're too reliant on him, which is ridiculous. And I know they're putting into place now. I get they're putting it Minsalat, whatever his name is. Things are changing, but I feel they're too reliant on him for everything. I said this years ago to people that he was in control from top to bottom, and people used to laugh at me and go, like, you know what's going on. No, I don't know what's going on, but I knew that was going on. And it is just proven now that even though he's so shit, he still doesn't get sacked. I mean, on that away form alone, you would get sacked.
Yeah,
absolutely. You didn't want to run.
It's because I mentioned Ozil and got her back up on.
You know how to get me going.
Lee, what happened to Granit Xhaka? Because I'm not going to lie to you. The last few games, I was very impressed with him. But then I always kind of prefaced it with, yeah, but if we face, funny enough, Atletico Madrid, it's almost as though I knew we would draw them in the semi-finals. Would Atletico Madrid give him the time and the respect that these other teams seem to have been giving him? And what we saw today is Newcastle gave him no respect. They gave him zero respect. From minute one, I noticed Shelby decided, you know what, I'm going to do a job on you. I'm just going to sit on you and see what happens. What do you think happened to Granit today? I thought he was poor today.
But he was poor. And he has been decent in the last 6 games. But let's have a look at the teams we've played in the last 6. Yeah, we've played CSKA twice. We've played Stoke. We've played Southampton. We've played AC Milan. Yeah, let's be real. They're all shit. They are. Let's be real. AC Milan are not the AC Milan of 1993. Yeah. Or 94 or the 90s, yeah? CSKA Moscow, sorry, they're not even the best team in Moscow. Yeah? Let's be real. Yeah? Stoke City and Southampton are bottom 3. So, yeah, it's all well and good turning up and playing well against shit teams. As soon as he comes up against a team that ain't as shit, we see what happens. And that has happened all too often to him this season. Yeah, he's been a liability at times this season. And it's all well and good people saying, oh, yeah, but the last 6 games he's been great. And I've said it. He has been great the last 6 games. But when you actually scratch the surface and look at reality, them 6 teams or 6 games, yeah, are against teams that are useless. Yeah, and they're fighting for their lives down at the bottom for a reason. Yeah, AC Milan are 7th in their league or 6th in their league or whatever. CSKA Moscow are 3rd in their league. Yeah, so, let's be real. It's not just Granit Xhaka that's the problem. It's the whole midfield that's the problem. And defence and goalkeeper. The strikers I ain't got an issue with. Yeah, I really ain't. I haven't got an issue with them two at all. They're scoring goals. Yeah, they're feeding off scraps. Let's be real. We scored today. Did the keeper make a save after that?
True.
Do you know what I mean? Did he make a save? No. Against Stoke City the other week. Yeah, did the keeper make a save? I know we won 3-0, but did he make a save? No. And 2 of them were penalties. Do you know what I mean? Against Southampton, did their goalkeeper make a save? Can't remember one. We just took the chances when they came. We took them 3 chances. Other than that, we had no chances. So we've been clinical in terms of actually finishing the chances, but it's not like the old days where we camp a team on the edge of their box and their keeper's pulling out worldy save after worldy save. The last time that happened was against Man United at the Emirates when De Gea just put in the best performance ever. Yeah, but years gone by, even in the banter era, yeah, you'd have Fraser Forster turning into Spider-Man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore because we don't have shots on goal anymore. We go, oh, let's play it safe. Rather than shooting and skying it into row Z and then the fans getting the ump, I won't shoot. I'll just pass it back to Xhaka. Yeah, or I'll square it back to Bellerin, or I'll square it to El Neni. Yeah, and then we go sideways, 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 sideways. Oh, there's no ball. Go backwards. Backwards, sideways, sideways. It's fucking boring, man. Yeah, and we've all seen it all season. Yeah, and you asked a question to Amanda at the beginning about our away form and did she expect it and blah, 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 yeah? Like the Newcastle result. I did, because I called it after Stoke City, the first away game of the season. I said we're going to get bantered off away from home all season because in that game, we did exactly the same. We played how we play at home. Yeah. We're so easy to attack against on the counter-attack. Yeah. Just one ball over the top. You're in every time. It doesn't matter who you are. We could go and play Forest Green Rovers or someone shit. Yeah. Right. One long ball over the top. They'll get straight in at Mustafi. Yeah. And, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus or anything, but, I'm telling you something, mate. Burnley are going to catch us. Yeah. Burnley will catch us, and we still have to play them at the Emirates. Yeah. Burnley will overtake us because the problem we have is the Man United game sandwiched between the 2 Atletico games. So chances are United are going to beat us. Yeah. We've still got to play Huddersfield away. Yeah, and that's the last game of the season. Yes, I know they're probably safe now. Fantastic job they've done. Unbelievable how he's kept them in the league. Yeah, and they're going to be buzzing, man. They're going to want to send their fans off for the summer. So, and it's an away game. We don't win them. Burnley will beat us to six, mate. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. Yeah, and if he stays, whether he wins the Europa or not, it'll get worse next season. Yeah, because Everton, let's be real, Everton have been well off the boil this season. Yeah, Leicester, they ain't been all that this season. Yeah, and these teams are going to get better next season. Doesn't matter who we buy, we've still got Arsene Wenger as manager. So we could go and buy Messi and Ronaldo. We've still got Wenger as manager. We will finish lower next season than we do this season.
If he stays.
If he stays, yeah. If he doesn't stay, so this is what winds me up, right? People can throw out there the argument about, oh, City have won it because they've spent £1 billion. Yeah? And if that's the case, and they've spent the most money year after year after year, how comes in the last 10 years they've only won it 3 times, including this year?
Exactly.
Yeah?
And how do you explain Leicester?
Exactly. And
how do you explain that?
Man United finished 6th last season. Yeah? They're now 2nd. And this is the most points they've had in the last 5 seasons. Yeah? It's only the fact that Man City have been unreal that Man United ain't won it. Yeah. So if they can go from 6th to 2nd, Yeah, next year they're going to put a title challenge in.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Are we going to be able to go from 5th, 6th, 7th up to 2nd to then the following year title? Nah, can't see it. Yeah, and in 20 years' time, we'll be sitting there going, well, it's now 34 years since we won a title.
Oh,
No, it's quite depressing, man.
Ola, Mustafi. Now, anyone who's been a long-time listener of me knows I'm not a fan of this guy. I was worried when we bought him because I thought to myself, well, surely there are better options for this amount of money that we spent. I've never particularly been that impressed with him. I remember the first game I started thinking, oh shit, this guy is suspect. It was when we played PSG away and everybody was bombarding on me saying, oh, give Mustafi a chance, do this, do that. I said, all right, cool, no problem. I'll give him the season. Let's see what he does this season. And I'm still not convinced. If anything, I'm more concerned. The only time where I thought Mustafi completely bossed the game was, ironically, the North London derby this season at the Emirates, which I was like, well, where's this guy? Where's this guy been for the last 2 years?
That's some shit.
What has happened to his form? I mean, he's always had a mistake in him, but now his form is just poor. He's consistently poor throughout a game. His inability to read the game is a massive concern. But all right, he has that in common with every other Arsenal defender because no one apart from Per Mertesacker seems to know how to read a game. So fine, but he can't even react. There's nothing about him. He has no physical strength. He can't seem to head the ball. Why is he still in this team? Why?
Ask the manager.
I got to give a shout out to Remy Mackenzie in the chat. Whoever that is called Mustafi Mistaki because because this guy is full of mistakes. I mean, look, it's like putting a deer in front of headlights. He doesn't know how to defend. He has no idea. There's no concept of defending about him. And something I was listening to, someone made a very good reference. Reminds you of David Luiz, for Chelsea, except he's probably better off in midfield. But technically, I mean, as defenders, them to a woeful. I mean, stuff is probably worse. And could you put it down to the coaching is getting at Arsenal? Because we a lot of people thought the same thing about Gabriel. Look at Gabriel in Valencia now. We thought the same thing about Coquelin. Look at them too. In another team under a different manager, and they're handling their business. To me, I just think it's more to do with drilling, which from what if we to believe what we hear from inside the camp, they don't do enough of it. There's no defensive training. Wenger doesn't allow it. Obviously, from what we hear, Steve Bold probably wants to do more of it. It's something that just doesn't happen because they're probably trying to prevent injuries or whatever the case may be. For me, it's look, we need surgery. I mean, Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj type surgery because we are shit at the back. And we need to start looking buff at the back, man. I'm telling you. No joking.
Has he been drinking? Seriously?
Yeah, I got rum on the go, man. How you mean?
Where's mine?
I got Ray nephew on the go.
I got rum on the go.
So, I mean, look, we need proper surgery in the back. We need it in the middle. We need it. Maybe not up top. Up top is looking nice.
Up top, we're fine. We've got two brilliant finishers.
Yeah.
If we could just that system right, that can be so good.
And the system can only change with the manager that's in charge of the game. So for me, Koscielny can play 2 games in a row, so he's not even on his last legs. I mean, the legs are gone. We just on the last fiber of fucking tire. He got thread that he's got left in his legs. Mustafi's shit. Monreal is 33. Going 34. I mean, this is Wenger that used to be ruthless. back in the day, if you're nearing the age of 30, you're out. It's over. You get 1 year contract. If you want more than that, bye-bye. And that's it. You know, you get somebody else in. Now we're leaving people to 33, 34, 35. And it doesn't look like he's going to change with him in charge. You know, everybody could see that Callum Chambers needed swapping today from early on, you know, and it took Slimani building up that goal for Richie to score for the second goal to take Callum Chambers off. So everything still boils down back to and I know Wenger must have seen, he probably saw all of this in the summer because he wanted to get rid of him. He eventually, you know, we ended up keeping him. So he must have known that maybe Mustafi is not up to the level, but he gambled on it, and clearly the gamble hasn't paid off. Maybe in flashes, you know, you get 1 or 2 brilliant games from Mustafi every 10 games. That's not good enough for a club of this stature. It's not good enough for the elite size of, you know, what we're trying to aspire to be. And Lee said earlier on that, you know, if we ended up 7th or lower, we probably won't make Europa League. I believe because we made the Carling Cup final, we're automatically in Europa League next season anyways. So we could finish 15th and we'll still be in Europa League next season.
I don't think that's true.
Because we made the if Man City wins the league, because we play them in the final innings, so is the finalist of that goes in Europa League.
I know you think that, but I think that's not correct. I think we thought that, and then someone said it wasn't. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I remember in the last podcast. I remember Mike. Shout out to Mike if he's watching. Mike,
so will it be the FA Cup?
Man, Mike, it's your fault if Amanda's internet wasn't working properly, because it seems to be working fine now.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, someone just knocking my door. 1 sec.
I remember Mike.
Hola, it's Wenger.
Mike could come out and say that he felt that there wasn't, because Southampton qualified through something else, and that's how they made it, but it wasn't the final. So yeah, I don't. Okay, Amanda, I'm going to try and search for positivity before people say, "Oh, you guys are being so negative." Let's see if we can look ahead to the Europa League competition.
Okay.
So we drew Atletico Madrid on Friday. What are your thoughts?
Proper European tie. I reckon the Emirates will be rocking for the first time this season. I hope so anyway. It would be amazing to replicate what Liverpool did against God, who did they play to beat them? Can't remember. Last couple of weeks ago, City. What am I talking about? When they played City, you know, the atmosphere was phenomenal. I knew it'd be like that. I'd love it to be half as good as that. So we get behind the boys. I'm pleased with playing them, to be honest. I did want them in the final. I think we had more chance, but then I thought, well, do you know what? With the Arsenal, we got to do it. And when our backs are against the wall, our backs aren't against the wall in the league. We're not really that bothered, as you could see today. You know, and I'm not being funny, and I always am fair. I 100% want Wenger out. There's not 99.9, 100%. But we did play Thursday night in Russia. It's only Sunday lunchtime. So I will say that, okay? There's travelling to take into account here, whatever. Anyway, so I think that, well, I've said it for ages that our name's on the cup, because I think that's Wenger all over, to save his soul, to save his skin. But I can't go down that road of not wanting us to win in case it means Wenger stays. I can't. We are all about trophies. And if you're not, then you're not a proper football fan, I'm afraid. You've got an agenda. My agenda is to win it and he steps down. That would be perfect for me. I've seen some of my friends now turn and say it will be the worst thing ever if we win it, because he could stay. I want to win I want to win a trophy, and we haven't won one with him. So wouldn't it be perfect, Chigs, if he wins it in Lyon, raises it above his head and waves goodbye? That's what I'd like.
Exactly. I'm also not on board with this. Oh, I hope we lose and we get 8 because that means Wenger will go. What if that doesn't happen? And then we've just not lost the cup because
there is that, isn't there? There could be a possibility that we don't lose and he still stays.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So I'd rather win the fucking thing. I'd rather win it and hope and pray that at least he goes after that. And if he doesn't, at least we fucking win us something and we're in the Champions League next season. That's the way I see it. Lee, I know you put up some thoughts on your channel about us kind of drawing Atletico Madrid on Thursday, and I know you were confident going into that tie.
I was. I've changed my mind now.
I was going to say, are you still confident? That's actually going to be my question.
Well, just coming back to what Amanda said about the travelling and all that, right? There's fans that have gone out to Russia that have travelled all the way to Newcastle, and I'm sure they've sung their lungs out. Yeah, so if they can do all the travelling, and I know it's different because they're not playing the actual game and all that, right? But these people are professional footballers, right? They're getting paid a hell of a lot of money, and they turn up for training for a couple of hours every day, right? Now, Man City, for example, Kevin De Bruyne has played pretty much every single football match this season, right? Yes, I know they dominate most football matches, but he's still got to go at an elite high level, and he has performed all season, right? Other players as well. Yeah, you know, there's other players, not just Man City players, but there's other players that have played in Europe all season as well. You know, if you watch Atletico Madrid, I watch the Spanish league, right? Atletico Madrid, yeah, they played the other night on Thursday night, and their players will still be the same players that started that game against Sporting Lisbon. That'll be the first 11 that started that game will play their next league game. Yeah.
And when is their next league game, Lee?
I don't actually know, to be honest with you, but I'm sure it'd be today if it weren't yesterday. Yeah. Well, now I know it was a 1:30 kickoff, but if you're playing on a Thursday night, let's be real, it's not like they're getting on an EasyJet flight back home. Right?
No,
they're
but
VIP service on a nice, comfy jet. Right, they're going to land. They're going to have taxi waiting for them straight to drop them back home or to get their cars or whatever. Then they flew to Newcastle. They didn't drive up on a coach. They flew to Newcastle. Right, I don't buy into that. You know, a lot of these players have missed a lot of this season. Right, so why are they tired? I don't get it.
You can't compare players to fans for a start. And second, you cannot do that. And second of all, right, I remember Ian Wright talking about this. Humans get tired, whether they're paid 10 million quid or not. They get tired.
But
and
is Kevin De Bruyne not tired? Isn't
but
Lionel
why are you
Messi
picking
not
out
tired?
one player? I'm not being funny. We didn't look that tired today. We just look out of ideas, to be honest. But my point is, I'm just putting it all into the pot. I'm not saying that's the reason.
No, I know you're not. I know, but
you know,
like,
know
the thing I'm saying,
they've got an
thing I'm saying is that, you know, for example, Mustafi, yeah, and Xhaka. Xhaka's played pretty much, I think he's featured in every single league game this season, Granit Xhaka, right? Mm-hmm. Now, he apparently was ill the other night, and that's why he didn't travel to Moscow, right? So why did he look so shit today then? Because he's just had a week off, right?
Maybe he's still a little bit ill. You know what you're like when you're... Well, yeah, but then who do you blame here?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Everything bad about the club comes back to Wenger.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So we agree on that. But I'm fair. Okay, you know, I'm with you on all the points with Wenger out, with everything. But you have to be fair here. There is a point as well where we do have to look at the players taking responsibility. Okay, for their own actions. They cross that line. Wenger can't do much. Yes, he could sub them and he should be able to coach them and whatever else goes on in the week. But if we just take Mustafi, right, I was at Anfield this season. I was very low down, probably row 4, right behind the nets. And I watched him. His passion is there, 100%. He was screaming at players, but he was useless. Absolutely useless. He was out of position. He gave the ball away. Why is he still being picked? I don't blame Mustafi for that. I blame the manager for keep picking him. We had January to go and buy a defender.
And what you've got to ask yourself as well is, what is Steve Bold actually doing? Right? Because Steve Bold, we've seen him. He was a good defender. He was a great centre-back, yeah? and he was part of one of the best back fours in the world, right? Now, surely he does coaching, and surely he would say to Mustafi, showing him videos back of his clips of the game before, like
so
Monday, you'd think he'd be sitting him down going, right, what were you doing here? Why did you do that? Why did you not track the runner? Why did you stand still? After doing the stupid move of standing still against Shane Long the other week, and then blaming Czech, we fast forward a week later, he's done it again. And it's like, well, come on, right? Surely.
Okay, Lee.
That's three people's problems. Me. That's Wenger, that's Bold, and that's the player.
Yeah, but Bold isn't in charge, is he? And we know that. But if you know, I do the podcast for Highbury and Hills. We've had Alan Smith, Lee Dixon, and now Kevin Campbell last week talking about Steve Bold. Although I think I spoke to Kevin separately about that. And they all say the same thing. They say the same thing. If you listen back to it in a roundabout way, they say the same thing.
So what you've got to ask
he's not allowed to do. And my argument is, then if he's got any pride, he should leave the club. Because if that was me, I've always said it. But then, you know, maybe he's biding his time. Who knows? All I'm saying is, if I love the club that much,
go on.
If I love the club, I had this argument actually. If I love the club this much, I'd go to another club. But the other argument is, where would he go? There is that. You come down from
because he ain't good enough. It's as simple as that, right?
But we don't know that though, Lee, do we? We don't know. Well, not until Wenger's gone. We don't know that.
If you're sat next to the manager and you can see a defence shipping 90 goals in 2 seasons, right? Surely at some point, right? Bearing in mind you've known Arsene Wenger for a hell of a long time. You've worked under him, etc., etc. Surely at one point you have that conversation with him and go, Arsene, we've shipped 90 goals in 2 seasons. Don't you think we need to start doing something a bit different? If Wenger says, no, I'm the boss, then you go, no worries, I jack. See you later.
Yeah, but Lee, it's not as simple as that. And I agree with you because he's probably done it 1,000 times. He's probably stopped now.
He's probably on more money now than he was as a player, which is why he ain't going anywhere.
There's that as well, isn't there?
You know, he sits there, he doesn't do a single thing. He doesn't get up. Like, I see him when he played. Yeah, you've seen him when he played, right? We probably all have. We've all seen it. He used to scream and shout and be a leader and drag players back in. There's none of that. He sits on the bench. Yes, Arsene, no Arsene, 3 fucking bags full Arsene. Yeah, he's a puppet, right? And I loved him as a player, but as a coach and assistant manager, nah. And he's got to go as well.
I'm agreeing, and I've had the argument about that he's only there for the money. He has to be. What else is he there for? He's not doing anything.
But to answer your question, Ola, no, I'm not confident.
Oh, sorry, Ola. I'm going to shut up now. Go on, Ola.
It's look, you love touch on a lot of points, and we got to look at the way we set out every week in, week out. The manager clearly doesn't have what he requires to get the most out of this team anymore. Someone was making a point about Atletico Madrid playing exactly the same squad they played on Thursday in the game in their league fixture right now, and they're winning 2-0 right now. So you know these guys are athletes. These guys are athletes. They get paid a lot of money. They're rewarded for very, very handsomely for playing for a big club. And in my opinion, you know, you should be able to play two games a week. I mean, when we was in the Champions League, we did this on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the same teams. Exactly. So why is it different in Europa League? I don't get it. Why
backwards? It's just 24 hours later, Thursday and Sunday.
I don't understand it. If a player ain't injured and you're good enough to make the bench, you should be on the pitch. If you a regular first 11 player. So for me, I don't buy into all this resting and giving players time off. And I mean, Ozil could just flick his eyelashes at Wenger, and next thing you know, no. It's a real, real talk, man. Real talk here, right? Let's get real talk. The man can just flick his eyelashes at Wenger. Next minute, you know, it's not a game that we're supposed to we're supposed to be featuring our strongest 11, a game where we're supposed to roll our sleeves, get out there, and do what's required.
Moscow.
You know, and to me, I mean, these guys get paid a lot of money. I watched it, like you said, in Moscow the other week. For me, I was thinking to myself, how are we paying this guy 350 grand a fucking week? How is this possible? Because he didn't show up for me.
Don't worry, man.
Yeah, but in the home game, Mola, he was by far the best player, and that's what winds me up with him. Yeah?
But we need
1 week he'll turn it on and he'll be superb. The next week
we need consistency. I mean, for that amount of money, you got to be consistent. And everybody that's in charge of clubs and all of that say, yeah, don't look at the money, But you have to look at the money, because Amanda was just making reference to the club paying the fans back some money for their trip away and all these other away trips that we have to make. They're charging a lot of money on the fans for tickets, and we don't get that back in performance, and that's where
do you know what?
That's where I get angry.
Sorry to butt in, right? I've had this conversation before on Twitter, yeah, and people go, "Well, you decide to go to these games. Nobody's forcing you to go to them, right?" Yeah, that's all well and good, right? But the whole idea of going and supporting your football team and actually going to a game, whether it be home or away or in Europe, right? You go because you're expecting to see, especially a club of our size, yeah, you're expecting to see a performance put in and have a great trip to support your team, right? Now, when they walk around half-assed and can't be bothered, and their heads have dropped after 5 minutes or whatever, like at Anfield, I was there as well, Amanda, when we lost 4-0, yeah? Like, the fans didn't shut up for 90 minutes, even though we're getting spanked 4-0, yeah? And they're just walking around. Oxlade-Chamberlain did not want to be on the pitch that day, yeah? Right? So why was he
got sold the next day?
Yeah, but 2-3 days later, he was gone.
So
he was a Liverpool player.
Why would you play him?
Why did you play him? Exactly.
Oh, I was fuming.
Right?
And Lacazette was on the bench, do you remember?
Yeah, and do you know what, right? I've said this before, right? Travelling all the way up to Liverpool, right? Bear in mind, we just lost to Stoke, right?
Yeah.
We only just beat Leicester the game before that, right? So we're now 2 games in, we've got 3 points, and we're now going to Anfield, right? All the way up to Liverpool, I went up with a few other people, we're driving up, and all the way up there, we're looking at like instances of how we can beat Liverpool, right? And we're trying to buzz ourselves up, and we're going, well, Lacazette a start, Kolasinac will be at left back, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We get to Liverpool, we see the starting 11, and straight away, our heads are taken clean off, yeah? Another game, I'll give you another example, right? Man United at the Emirates, yeah? That whole week, we were being told Lacazette weren't going to play, or Ozil, I can't remember which one it was, Lacazette or Ozil. They were injured, they were definitely out of the game, blah, blah, blah. We're getting there and we're going, oh, blimey, we've got Man United with no Ozil or Lacazette. I think it was Lacazette, I'm not sure, right? We get to the Emirates, the team loses drop. The buzz around the ground was unreal, yeah, because that player that was blagged by Wenger all week was going to be out, was actually starting the game, yeah, and they got everyone up, and we put a great performance in against United, yeah. Yes, we gave away 2 dickhead goals in the first 10 minutes, yeah, but on another day, without their goalkeeper having the time of his life, we would have won that 6-2, 6-3, whatever it was, yeah? But, you know, it just pisses me off that I just look at it and I just think that any manager, literally any manager in world football right now could do a better job than him. Yeah, anybody.
100%.
I'll take
100%.
I'll take
100%.
Sean Dyche in a heartbeat. The geezer would not be shipping stupid goals.
No.
Yeah? He's punching above his weight with Burnley. What he has done for that football club is a miracle, right? And I bet their fans are buzzing, yeah? Now, if he can do that with a team with a small budget like that, with not as great players as everybody else around them, what could he do with a bigger club? I've said it for years and years and years about Tony Pulis, right? But because he was the Stoke manager, it's, oh, no, fuck him, yeah? He's a good manager, yeah? He is a good manager. There's loads of good managers. Ancelotti is sat at home right now doing nothing. Sack Wenger today, go and get Ancelotti, get the buzz back in the ground, go and win the Europa League, give him the job for the next 2 years. It ain't difficult. Fuck Wenger. Give him a statue. Name a stand after him. I won't be going in that stand ever, by the way. Right?
Chelsea done the same.
Chelsea
Chelsea done the same thing and got Di Matteo to finish off their season, and they ended up with the Champions League.
Exactly.
You know, so
there you go.
You know it can be done. We've seen clubs do it time and time again, just to get a new energy, new voice, new direction, and all this bottom thing. They do it every season because they know they get a reaction from the players. The players want to
look at Watford. Watford have had 10 managers in the last 7 years. Yeah, and they're mid-table. They keep churning managers out year after year after year, 2-3 a season some seasons, but it always gives them a boost, right? Now, yeah, but it's about his legacy, and fuck his legacy, man. Seriously. Yeah, it's about Arsenal Football Club, not Arsene Wenger, right? So, you know, look, we've got, what, 5 games left? 4 games left plus Europa League, is that right? 5 games, whatever it is, right?
Something like that, yeah.
We've got a mid-table clash with Burnley.
Rid of him now.
I'll worry about that, haven't we?
They're only 2 points behind you.
And just coming back onto...
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, just coming back qualified for Europa by losing to City, I don't think that's right. Yeah, I don't think that is right.
It isn't right. It isn't. I'm sure it's not.
It's not. No, and if we finish 7th, we don't qualify. Unless, well, we go and win it and then we qualify for Champions League. But if we finish outside of the top 6 and don't win the Europa League, I don't think we qualify.
No, we don't, yeah. Ola. I think there's a new rule. It's come in. I think it goes to 6th. I can't remember
the top 4 teams. They don't have to go through a qualifying thing now for Champions League. They're straight in.
What number? Yeah, even if you get 4th place.
Yeah, I think it starts the season coming. The next season, all 4 of them. Yeah, they all automatically go straight into Champions League. Yeah, they have to go through a knockout stage like to get into it. Yeah, and then the 5th place qualifies for Europa League, and then I think the 6th place has to go through a knockout to get into Europa League.
Don't you think it's crazy that we don't get any benefit from all these new rules that UEFA's making? I mean, if you look at this Aubameyang situation, we've made a complaint, we've challenged it, and UEFA said, okay, they're going to rectify that rule now. If you get dropped in or whatever, the player will be eligible to play. But we don't get no benefit of it. But we've done the donkey work for everyone else. So everyone else that gets that situation from next season onwards, you know,
do you know what the easy solution to that is, though, Ola? The easy solution to that is just fucking win the title, qualify for Champions League, and buy your players in the summer.
Brethren, we're far from that.
Do you know what I mean?
We're so far from that, man. It's crazy.
All right. Let me give Amanda a right of reply for the Ozil thing before we go on to questions and then wrap things up. So
I'm not going to reply to it because we're never going to agree on what I think of him as a player, and that's fine.
You just fancy him. Let's be real.
Oh no. I'm still in love with Robert Perez. Don't worry about that. I don't need to defend the Ozil thing.
It was that little beard, wasn't it? That's what it was.
No, it's just Bobby Perez. Everything. Sorry, Cheeks. Go on.
All right. You think he's been a bit inconsistent? Because I know there are a lot of people that are annoyed that Ozil wasn't at least. I mean, I even saw a tweet from Kenny Ken. Shout out to him if he's watching.
Kenny.
What up, Kenny? KK.
He was furious that it was even allowed that Ozil should miss today's match. And the fact that stat came out that he's never played against Newcastle away, I find that amazing. I mean, I know Newcastle were in championship for a couple of seasons.
There's only one match a season. I'm sure
it's the furthest away game of the season. He can't be asked to turn up. That's what
you don't know. That's the reason. You don't know.
Yeah, but it's a sheer coincidence that we've played him 3 times away and he's not gone to any of them.
What about the fact that he may want to play these other players in these teams to get them, you know, some time, some minutes? Maybe he just thought we could win it without. I'm not Wenger's. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I do not excuse.
Go back to being Wenger out again, right?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, next you'll be calling me a flip flop. I've been called that a few times. People don't really understand me, I don't think. Is that the fact that I'm not going to sit here and judge one player? I think they're a collective. I think as a collective, you know, I've seen people go for El Neni today, and I put a tweet out saying, "Am I the only one that rates him at the moment?" And I'm telling you, I've had over 100 replies. I don't normally get that many. People rate him. And I think he's improved, and I think we should look at that he's been given some time. You know, and I'd also just quickly, let me just touch onto this because I haven't got a chance to talk about it, is the Ox. you know, I said straight away to all my Liverpool mates, and I've got quite a few, what a player he could be if he was coached right.
Me too. I said it to every single one.
Yeah, Chigs, the same thing, right? And he's proving he's doing well. Look what he's playing with. Look at that front three for a start. And he's just loving it up there. He's never slated Arsenal or the fans or Wenger. He's very respectful. He's always been like that. But there was no way he was signing if Wenger was staying. I knew that. But you go on Twitter.
Wenger out.
We'll go on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or somewhere and start praising the Ox. My God, do you get abuse? I cannot.
Your notifications go mad.
Oh my God, they go mental. There's only 4 of us on Twitter that I know. One of them's a football coach that rated him. Shout out to my Clive. But we're the only ones that actually can see his potential. They're all going, oh, he's just the same at Liverpool. He's not doing anything different. And I'm like, really? He's playing in a position he wants to play in.
That's about Iwobi scored more goals than him this season and blah,
you get all this and you think, do you know what? We couldn't keep him because we didn't play to his potential. And fair dues. Yes, he did take a pay. He was offered the money by Arsenal and he came, you know, he went for less money, but he was still on more money than he was originally on, if you get me. So he didn't take a pay cut as such. But he went to play for football. And if you're going to go anywhere at the moment, you would go to Liverpool to play football. And Klopp was the biggest mistake that we made not getting him. I think he's wonderful. I love him. He's always been, I just think he's brilliant. But
your notifications go mad if you say that as well.
I couldn't care less. You know what?
He loses all the finals and blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
Yeah.
Never won nothing.
But he saw the potential in Salah, though, didn't he? Where no one else could because he was shipped out everywhere. But what I'm saying is he's letting them play with freedom. He plays them in their positions. He's passionate. He's on the line. He coaches them. I'm not being funny. You don't get this far. They're up in the league. They're in the top 4. They're playing wonderful football. They're going through in the Champions League. There's a massive possibility they're going to win it, okay? There is a massive possibility.
They've got 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, but they've got to keep their front 3 fit. That's it, as far as I'm concerned. And I just feel that, you know, I'm bored, Chigs. I'm bored of this. I have not stopped ranting for 2 years, and I'm sick of it because I don't. Holiday. I know, holiday. I need Wenger to go. Please. Sorry, Chigs. What did you originally ask?
Sorry. Can I just say something? Right, you do know though, Amanda. Right, when he goes. If we have a bad run, all the people that wanted him out are going to get the blame for it. You did this to our club. You forced him out.
Yep. But you know what?
It's never going to end.
But you know what? Whatever happens, even if we lose with fight, spirit, and a different way of playing. I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
I've always said I'd rather take a step back in order to take 3 steps forward.
Yeah.
And if we take a step back, even if we appoint the wrong person, to then get the right person, fuck it. So be it. I just want some progress in this club.
Change. Yeah, I get that.
I mean, we wanted to step back, but we keep moonwalking better than Michael Jackson, and the way we're going on, it's not gonna stop. You know, I mean, I mean, the way we're free falling right now, it's like we just jumped out of a jumbo jet with no fucking parachute, and we're heading for fucking Mountain Kilimanjaro right now. Trust me, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well with Wenger if he stays beyond the season. It's not going to end. We're going to get worse in the league. Players are going to. We think we're bagging players right now. Ox don't want to sign. Reece Nelson don't want to. Or even it's extending to the younger players in the team right now.
Would you want to sign when Real Madrid and Barcelona want you though?
Exactly, you know, nobody wants to sign for this guy. Bellerin wants out. Everybody fucking wants out. We ain't gonna have nobody left. We're talking about surgery, but we ain't even gonna have a team to do surgery on if this guy stays on. Yeah, this is real talk. It's bad at the moment, man. It's really bad.
Okay.
You're not used to the 3 of us being on, are you?
No, I don't. But I know all of you got strong opinions, and much to Alex on the chat room, who for some reason decided to make a comment of these guys always do a podcast whenever we lose. If you look back
Oh, that's because we lose every fucking week.
Exactly.
Alex.
I'm on it. I'm on every week on Highbury and Hills. What's he talking about?
But thank
If we
you.
didn't lose every week, then it wouldn't be so negative. Come on, man. What's to be happy about?
So are we only supposed to do podcasts when we win? Because I do one every week on a Monday. So
But it's indicative of what people think.
Exactly.
People think,
I do stuff when we win, lose, or draw.
We lose. We only
Hang on. Maybe Alex only Alex tunes in when we lose.
yeah, it could be his fault. Maybe you should tune in when we win, which wouldn't be very often at the moment.
Exactly.
Before I get onto the questions, let me give a massive shout out to the well over 200 people that are watching us live. Thank you very much for sticking with us, ranting with us, and listening to Ola's brilliant one-liners. And also, just because Al Forever Gooner has said this to me about 4 or 5 times in the chat room, I've got to say this. He basically asked me to spread the word of a Wenger out protest that's taking place at the northeast stand of Highbury in the next home match at 1:30. So if you'd like to go to that, by all means go to that. Right, so I'm going to come on to some questions for the panel. Say that again?
Last time.
Your internet's a bit dodgy. Say that again, Lee.
Is my internet going funny?
Yeah,
you got the Amanda internet. I don't know.
You know what I mean? For Amanda to tell you your internet's going funny, you know, she's fucked up out here.
no, she is a lot.
I'm on full. I'm on full signal, man.
Okay.
You don't sound it. You definitely don't sound it, brethren.
Your picture's frozen. Your voice is not there.
It's like you're in 2G. Your 3G gone doolally. Your 4G is gone crazy.
All right.
You're on that analog thing.
While Lee sorts that out, I'll go on to the questions, right? So from Henry Brobery, who has done a show with me, a couple of shows with me before. I've not spoken to him in a while. I hope he's all right. He comes up with one very simple question. I've got a question. What size box should I send to the Emirates to pack Arsenal? Because he just wants him gone. Just get rid of him.
I would drive Wenger to the airport.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that. He can come and sit in my car and I'd take him for free.
I'll do the packing. Why not? I'll be generous enough to do the packing. I can fold him up and put him in a box. And I'll let Ola sort out his paperwork to make sure he's out of the country.
Yeah, man.
Right, so actual questions. Right, so Stephen Gilhurst, shout out to him because he's always
my brethren, Stephen.
Yeah, he's always a red
my G
of the podcast. He asks, what 2 centre backs will we ideally replace Mustafi and Kashani with?
One that looks as good as Kim Kardashian and the one that looks as good as Nicki Minaj. We need some buff things in the match.
You need what's bustings?
Yeah.
Peng, isn't it? Peng. It's like
you don't know about them peng things.
Good
We need
lookers.
peng defenders with the buff things, and I mean reliable defenders. Reliable defenders in English. Reliable
Step
defenders.
away from the keyboard and put that rum down right now. Step away. I don't know what you're talking about. We need defenders that can defend, not that are good looking.
In English, defenders that can get the job done. People that can do the job on a consistent basis. And for me, I mean, we got people like Varane out there. There's defenders that we can go and pluck out. Loads of them in and around Europe. I mean, we've got the good news is we've got the scouts out there now doing their job, trying to see if we can get decent players. Obviously, they don't agree with a lot of the signings that Wenger has made over the years, and they're trying to shave shave off all the unnecessary footballer. Well, you call them footballers that we've got in the team at the moment. And right now, these people ain't earning their money. So while we've got people like Sven out there, scouring Europe right now, looking for players. I mean, he must have a ton of players in his black book to bring to Arsenal. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to in the summer. To see what this guy, I mean, the people that will go after will definitely show their intent in improving the squad. And definitely Kolsheni for me has to go. Mustafi has to go. I'd even go as far as Chambers. We just gave him a 2-year contract. I don't know why. You know, he's out of his depth. The guy can't. He's not fit. He clearly is not fit. You know, he can't stay fit for a whole season. So you know, we definitely need people that, you know, that can be reliable right through the course of the season, that can bring consistent performances throughout the season as well. So yeah, defense for me, definitely.
I'll tell you who would improve the squad. Wenger leaving, that would improve the squad straight away.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so much abuse tonight. It's great. Bring it on.
How about you? Do you have any 2 defenders you'd like to see come into the club?
It doesn't matter what defenders we buy.
Exactly.
We've still got Wenger as manager.
Yeah.
Listen, we all laughed and said Gabriel was Bambi on ice. Yeah. Well, Gabriel's smashing it up in Spain, and Mustafi now smashing up Bambi on ice.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter what defender we buy, mate. If you've got Wenger as manager, we're gonna always end up looking shit in defence.
Yeah.
So irrelevant who we buy.
Can I just say something?
The best thing we can do in the summer is replace the manager.
Yeah. I've just seen this tweet by LAYTHY29. And he was there, I think. He's put poor, weak, spineless, lacking tactical coherence and leadership. When you play Newcastle at St James's Park, you need to be strong. Yet again, Arsenal have been found wanting on so many levels. Very disappointing. Performances such as this are why Arsene Wenger has to go. It's so true. I mean, if you sum that whole game up in that tweet.
Tweet him back and tell him, stop being negative. We've never had it so good.
No.
There's people like him that are making our club a laughing stock.
Okay.
Behind the team.
So another question from Gary Stryers. This is a plug opportunity for Amanda. What is the name of your podcast called, Amanda?
It's called Highbury and Heels.
There you go. Good show. They've literally just done a podcast with Kevin Campbell, the legend. Kevin Campbell.
Whoa, he was great. He's brilliant.
He is brilliant. Honestly, one of the very few legends that will always respond or like or react to tweets.
Oh, he is.
Sensible.
Honestly,
not an absolute dickhead. But if you're
I had a drink with him after the match, the last match, and honestly, the amount of people he spoke to. It was amazing, and I bigged him up for that. Not once did he pull a face. He must have got asked for pictures and chat every 3 or 4 minutes.
And I know Lee's spoken to him a couple of times before as well in person. So that's how approachable he is.
I was shocked how many people just walked straight past him at the Emirates and didn't have a clue who he was. I thought,
it's crazy, isn't it?
So sad. So I literally spoke to someone who said, I thought he played for Everton. And I stared at him for a second like, tell me, you know, he played for Arsenal prior to that, right?
Yeah, and he is an Arsenal boy. He supported him as a kid.
He's Arsenal through, isn't it?
The fact that he goes into the local pubs on match day.
Whenever I see him, he's talking about Arsenal. He doesn't ever talk about Everton.
He does. He loves Everton. He does. But if Everton play Arsenal, his heart's always with Arsenal. Always.
Right, so there's the plug. Right, so.
There's the plug.
So, Una Mort, who's another loyal listener, shout out to him.
Big up Sam Spade.
He says, in reference to Ola's comment earlier about the team needing surgery, forget players, what positions need upgrading the most? And he did say, who would you like to see come in? But I think positions, because we kind of answered the latter part already. So, what positions do you think we urgently need addressing? Let's start with Amanda.
Sorry, I'm answering questions. So I didn't hear that. I have to be honest.
Right. So Gunnar Moore asked, what positions do you think urgently need addressing in reference to Ola's comment about us needing major surgery?
through this, actually a bit of the spine, really. Goalkeeper for sure. Centre half, as I call them, centre backs, whatever you want to call them. We need a defensive midfielder, like a proper defensive midfielder, not Xhaka, because he's not a defensive midfielder. Up front, maybe we're okay. Maybe one other, but really it is the defensive side that we need. Okay.
Lee, how about yourself?
Right back. Get rid of Zoolander as quick as we can. He's a liability.
That Zoolander thing, I was literally cracking up.
Good, wasn't it?
I thought that is brilliant.
So you think Holland's the only one with one-liners, Chris? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we get rid of him.
Zoolander.
We get rid of the centre backs. We need 2 centre backs, maybe more than 2 centre backs, maybe 3. Manolas, Socrates, and Koulibaly would do the job lovely.
Yeah, big shot.
Under a new manager, obviously. Left wing. I think we need a left winger. I know Aubameyang played there today, but I don't want to see him play there. Although I think he did do well there today, especially first half. Second half,
it was a good exit for us, wasn't it? In the first half.
Second half, he disappeared. But the first half an hour of the game, I thought he done really well at left wing, but I don't really want to see him there. And Martial's being touted. We ain't got a hope in hell's chance of getting him. Why would he come to us? Every club in the world's going to want him. Defensive midfielder, definitely. So yeah, and obviously, I think the rest of the positions are maybe a goalkeeper as well. In fact, definitely a goalkeeper, because Czech and Ospino ain't good enough. Should never have sold Szczesny. But there we go. I could do a whole podcast.
And somebody's just suggested, Lee Army in the chat, they just suggested replace Wenger with Steve McLaren, Wally with a Broly. So that would be a good new face for the club.
Well, put it this way, he's still better than Wenger.
Anyone's better than him at the moment.
Exactly, even I'm better.
Okay. And I'm going to go with 2 more before we get the hell out of here. So, our forever Gunner, I think this is more of a question for Ola and Amanda than Lee. So, he asks, who do you think would make a better manager, Lee or DT?
What a question!
Look, if I have to,
you're saying me, right?
No, if I have to go for one of them, it's definitely going to be my brother. My brother from another mother. The thing is this, yeah. both of you speaking in objective ways, and you have certain valid points, and I know you rub a lot of people off the wrong way, people that don't get you or people that don't understand.
That's
where
because
you're coming
they don't
from,
know the truth, bruv.
and people that don't really watch the game the way we see it. So yeah, maybe you the manager, him the assistant manager. How's that? It wouldn't be as quiet as bold.
I could be the good cop, and he can give him the
It definitely wouldn't be as quiet as bold. So yeah, Amanda. You're good. I'm the swing guy.
Honestly, well, Lee
would be sitting on the fence.
Lee would have to employ me as his bloody lawyer to stop him every 5 seconds.
For getting links.
And DT wouldn't listen to a word I said anyway. So it would be fun and interesting. I think DT it would be hilarious, honestly. But the problem with DT is probably film himself while he's coaching them.
Good one, Amanda. Good one.
For me, I would like Lee just so I could see what he'd be like face to face with Hector Bellerin. just for that reason.
I wouldn't be face to face. I'd get him sold before I got there. That's to anyone who's stupid enough to buy him.
Oh man! All right. Well, one more question, guys, and then we're heading out of here. Again, thank you to everyone that's listening. Absolutely crush that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's choose one more question before we dive out of here. Loads of wedding proposals from Amanda.
Yeah, I noticed.
I told you there would be. People are crazy on this chat room.
Yeah, they love Amanda around here, man. Amanda's got that effect. Amanda's got that effect on a lot of people out there, you see.
Shut up, Ola. I might need a bodyguard soon. I'll call on you, Ola.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'll be there for you, mommy.
I'll be there.
Just make sure that Ola's not drinking prior to that.
Yeah, no. Ola on rum has been brilliant. When he comes onto my podcast, and I'm going to get you lot coming on our podcast in the summer, in the closed season, as they say. There will be no rum allowed, and I'm not sure we can swear, but I can't remember if we can swear or not.
You know that game.
I think I've heard you swear on it before, so yeah, it's definitely allowed.
Oh yeah, I probably ask the same question to every pod I go on. Can I swear? And everyone goes, yeah. So
love that snug marry avoid game that you lot play, man. So
yeah, okay, let's
get me on that when I've been drinking.
Yeah, we'll do. I will do snog marry avoid, and I'll do female for you lot.
Yeah.
But that's good. Sorry, Chigs, go on. This is not.
No, go on.
I was gonna do snog marry avoid for you lot because I normally do it on our pod anyway.
Go on, crack on. Let's do it.
I haven't thought. Right, okay. All right, okay. All right, let's make. I'm gonna make it really.
Things you're talking about, you know.
I'm gonna make it really hard for you all. All right. So it's gonna be Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, or Dennis Bergkamp. So Chigs, who you snog, marry, and avoiding?
Oh, what's going on?
No man thing out here.
No man thing. What does man thing mean? I don't even know.
No man. But now I snog no man, you know, woman.
No woman, man. Whatever you call it.
So, sorry, snog, marry, avoid. Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, and Dennis Bergkamp. That's what you just said.
We could be here all night.
I can't believe you're actually going to answer this question.
I'll kick you back to see how deep Chig is going to bury himself, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to get chewed up in the
Why don't you have a think about it, all of you, and then you can tweet me?
No, bring some female into the question, man. Talk about the man, there's loads of them. Alex Scott is out there. There's loads of Arsenal that you could bring up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, Ola, not at the moment. Not with you drinking. We're discussing anything about women.
How far I was going to get lucky there?
I would say I'd avoid. I think I'd avoid.
He's going to answer it.
Go on, Chief. Go on.
I think I'd avoid Dennis because I think.
How could you avoid Dennis?
I would. I'd marry Ian Wright because I think that would be.
Your girl is going to look at you so different. Oh my days!
It's a wall pass because it's them.
Your missus is going to nail you to the cross, man.
The cross.
You'd have to snog the pretty boy, which is Thierry Henry. There you go. There's the answer. I'm confident in my sexuality. Fuck it.
Oh man.
Good for you, Chigs. I'm proud of you. So this is what the sort of thing that we do on our podcast. So there we go. Tune in.
I have to be putting that.
Apart from talking to Ryan Giggs and Lee Dixon and Gary Lineker. We did it with a few of them actually. I can't remember who we did it with. Can't remember. We did snog, marry, avoid. Kevin Campbell wouldn't do it.
All right.
Cool.
Let me
look what kind of worms are open there. And you test. I said, look what kind of worms are opened, and she exactly.
What is he going on about? Seriously, does anyone know what he's going on about? I feel like I want to have a drink now, and I don't even drink.
Okay, right. Last question before we get out of it. So basically, everyone knows that we mentioned Steve Bold as being potentially a weak link, although some people do feel that he's not being allowed to. If a new manager came in, who would you replace him with? Who would you replace Steve Bold with? Would you have him on the staff at all? So I know Lee's answer, so I'm going to go with Lee last. So I'm going to go with Lee first.
No, Steve Bold has got to go. For me, I've been saying for a long time, like, what does he actually do? You know, if you're not allowed to do what you're supposed to do as an assistant manager for the club, really and truly, if he really loves the club the way he said, I walked and he's there collecting the money. So You know, he
Profiting
lost
off
a bit of
failure,
respect.
Ola. That's what he's doing.
That's exactly, and for me, you know, he lost a bit of respect in that regard for me. But in terms of who do you replace him with, I mean, there's a handful of ex-players out there. I'd go for someone like Lee Dixon because I think he is a real. He analyzes the game very well. He's a tactical genius. The way he looks at the game, and I think you know, he's a defensive maestro as well. So someone like Lee Dixon, and it's not afraid to say his mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go for someone like that.
How about you, lovely Amanda?
Patrick Vieira.
I see. For me, he's the ideal number 2. The ideal number 2.
Him or what's his name? Arteta.
Ooh, no.
Oh, I love a bit of Arteta.
Oh yeah, we know you do.
Not in that reason. I mean, I love, when I say that, I mean, I love his football. Shut up.
Ola's had a few rums now. He's a bit confident.
I know. Oh my God. How long have I got to put up with the drunk Ola?
And Lee, go on, take us away. I know your answer to this already.
Steve Bold's nowhere near the football club for me, mate, regardless of who the next manager is. Number 2 for me, Vavavoom, Mr. Thierry Henry, mate.
Really?
That's who I'd have at number 2. Yep. Could you imagine being a striker at Arsenal Football Club and you're coming into training and you're doing your striker training with Thierry Henry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just listen to the guy on telly, man. The passion he's got is just like, not just for Arsenal, but for football in general. Yeah, I love him, man.
Yeah, I love him.
So I'd have him.
But I loved Steve Bold, and I thought he was going to do that for our defence. You know,
yeah, the difference is though, right? Henry's actually got a coaching role and a job with Belgium.
Yeah, there is that.
What did Steve Bold do?
I don't know.
You know?
I'd like someone to answer it one day.
Exactly. What does he do?
It must be embarrassing for him. Must be.
Moneymaker.
Yeah, but the 30 grand a week helps.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
I think he's biding his time, Lee. If I'm honest, I think he's biding his time.
Does he think? Oh yeah, we haven't even thought about this. Maybe he's been tipped to be the next manager. Maybe Wenger said, "Sit there and behave for 6 years, and you can have it when I leave."
Has he been there? He hasn't been there 6 years, has he?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. Oh
my God.
6 years.
Did not know that at all.
And look how shit our defence has been in that 6 years.
Oh dear. All right. Well,
so yeah, there we go.
To a close. Thank you for everybody that's watched us again, and obviously thank you to each of my beautiful, lovely guests that join us. Before they go, and before you go, I'm going to give them an opportunity to promote each of their channels because they're all brilliant characters, and you need to go over there now to subscribe to their channels. So first of all, I'm going to let you take it away, Amanda, for the Highbury Hills Girls. Wonderful podcast. I'm a regular listener to theirs now.
Oh, thank you. We're very small. We don't have thousands and thousands. I don't even know what we have, to be honest, but we just try and bring different things to it because we are, you know, females in sport. We know what we're talking about. And we've got a lot of contacts with old players, so that's great. And it's Highbury Hills, and we're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and SoundCloud and YouTube. I don't know because I don't do all this stuff, but we try and record one every week. This week we can't, unfortunately, but yeah, come and follow us and come and say hello. And what am I on Twitter? My Princess Gooner or Gooner Girl? I can't remember.
Princess Gooner.
Gooner Girl 1969.
Gooning, yes, because I was born in 1969, Ola. That's why, because I'm old. Okay.
Body 69 one for something else, wasn't it?
Yes. You're right.
And obviously the title of the show is in the description right now below. So guys, go have a look at that.
Thank you.
Ola, I don't even know if your podcast still does.
No. There's no podcast. It's next. You know, man's been busy working, trying to get that cheddar in. You know
that
what
rum.
I mean?
Trying to get the rum on the table.
Trying to get putting the jollof on the table, putting the rum on the table. So my jollof has just arrived not too long ago. So I'll be munching on that pretty soon. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Black Scorpion Free. I'm always on there when I'm not working. So yeah, add me on there, follow me, I'll follow you back. And we can talk about football. I also love talking about UFC on there. So I'm a proper avid UFC fan. So if you love a bit of combat sport, yeah, come chat to man on there. You see it.
And also his Twitter is in the description below. Oh fuck it, I'll promote his channel, which is also the Capitalscorpionz Tv.
Capitalscorpionz TV, yeah, man.
He's brilliant, he's Arola, brilliant.
Me and Mr. DJ have literally made it our mission to get
They
this
are on my case
on this channel. So we're on him. We'll get on him, and probably from next season, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Bear with him. Go subscribe to him so you're ready for next season.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, people.
And the insatiable Mr. Gunner, promote your shit, brother.
I'm gonna have to be quick because my battery's about to die, man.
Don't worry, I'll
which
promote
is why my pictures, which is why my pictures just disappear. I'm on about 10% battery, but my phone's red hot. So yeah, go follow. I'll start with my Instagram. Yeah, go and follow my Instagram and my Twitter, LeeGunner82, and my YouTube's Gunnerbang. I'm not far off 11,000 subs now, so
brilliant!
Yeah,
it's going all right. Thank you. It's going all right.
He's doing amazing.
So yeah, big up all the love. But yeah, Instagram. I need to get that up quick. So anyone who follows me on Instagram from this video, DM me and I'll follow you back. But tell me you followed from this video though, yeah?
Yeah.
I followed from this video. Can you follow me back, please?
I follow you anyway.
So give me a minute. I'll put his Instagram on there because I forgot about that. His Twitter and his YouTube channel are also in the description below right now. So go check that out. All right, people, we're out of here. As you can tell, Lee's battery's gone and all the others are probably eager to go and do something. So we're going to leave you guys to it. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. And
Can I just say something? Thank you for having me on, and you're a brilliant host. I love coming on here, so thank you.
Here. Well
Thank you
said.
very much. Thank you very much.
It's a really hard job hosting because I do it often, and I'm not very good at hosting, to be honest.
You're getting a lot of love in the chat, man. You're getting a lot of love out there in the chat.
But no, all three of you are my favourite people for different reasons.
Nice one, man. Appreciate that.
Man. Appreciate that, man.
I appreciate that, man, or bruv, or whatever you say. But yes, thank you.
That one.
Fan bloods, whatever you call it.
All right. Mr. Lee Gunner.
Then go the fuck out of my club.
Oh, when you were doing so well. Stop it, Lee.
No.
Peace.